Good morning, everyone. How are we this morning? I thought I've been saying I would talk about this for a while. A couple days now. Oh, damn. Hold on 1 second. Shit's falling. Alright, sorry about that. Now, where were we? So, could somebody please say hi or something so I know the chat box is working? Because someone likes to erase my chats, so we're going back to the chat box because they can't erase that. Once it's there, it's there. So if anybody says any secrets about anybody, good morning, Cinderella. Thank you so much for saying something. Oh, I don't know if I like this chat box. Well, it's only there for a purpose of chat being there. Oh, fuck. Damn. Well, I guess I can't use that to stick it on my wall. Alright, we're gonna sit there like that. Sorry, everyone. At least the camera's off and you're not getting whiplash. Hope nobody got hurt. So, I've been talking about that book that Poopsico mentioned in a live. It was a short or a clip or something Spoon had posted a while ago, and I watched it. And he mentioned this book called The Mystery Method. And I was like, what the fuck is that about? He was talking about talking, I don't remember, somebody isn't good around people, can't communicate or something. So he was like, I would really like to share this book with them to read. And it really helps with communication and blah, blah, blah. And I was like, what the fuck is he talking about? So I went and looked the book up. Lo and behold, this motherfucker's been telling you all what he's doing and the tactics he uses on you all since probably the very fucking beginning. But nobody caught on, nobody paid attention. So here we are. Little me, the little channel that is irrelevant, is gonna teach y'all some shit. So, let's get started, shall we? I've been working on this for a while now, so I have a couple speeches that I'd like to share with you. So, we're the Magician's Trap. How the mystery method became the blueprint for manipulation. Today, I want to share something that might seem at first like it belongs only in a world of dating advice. You may have heard of it, the mystery method, a system of attraction built in the early 2000s by a man named Eric. Hold on, I forgot how to say his last name. Eric von Markovic, better known by his stage name, Mystery. It taught shy men how to win women through confidence, charisma, and strategy. But beneath the surface, it was something much more complex and much more dangerous. What began as a dating system quietly evolved into a playbook used not only in the pickup culture, but in business, politics, marketing, and media. I told you, this is a deep dive into some shit, but we're not going to go into all of the connections today. Because the mystery method isn't just about romance. It's about emotional control. And if you can control someone's emotions, you can control their decisions, their beliefs, and their future. So let's begin with what the system actually teaches. The mystery method is broken into 3 stages. Attraction, where you get attraction and stand out. Comfort, where you build trust and lower their defenses. Seduction, where you escalate and close the deal. Simple, right? But it's how you get there that's the real story. In the attraction phase, you neg, light insults designed to make someone doubt themselves just enough to crave your approval. Then you peacock, wear outrageous clothing or symbols to hijack attention. Then you control the frame. You define what's happening and how they should feel about it. Sound familiar? It's a performance. It's an illusion, just like a magician. There's that magician word. Okay, but when you break it down, this is emotional manipulation in stages. It's not about connection, it's about power. So, the psychological tools. Let me show you how the tools in the method are used and how they're weaponized far beyond dating. So, 1, framing. The, quote, magician defines the meaning of interaction. If you control the story, you control the feelings. This is used in politics. This becomes framing war as defense or pollution as lost my spot. Fucking phones. You move it and the thing flips and then you gotta scroll all the way back up to where you were. Okay, so let me start over. Framing. The quote, magician defines the meaning as interaction. If you control the story, you control the feelings. Used in politics, this becomes framing war as defense, and pollution as and pollution as innovation. And then 2, peacocking. Loud visuals to distract and impress. And corporate marketing, well, all right, we're gonna use poopsicle instead of these other things that I use examples, because I was really trying to use examples that didn't frame this around poopsicle, but that's really what it's about, so fuck it. So we all know how he frames it, how he makes people, how he controls the story to control people's feelings about this story. And the peacocking, well, that would be all these stupid capes he wears and the crown on his head. That would be peacocking. And then 3, negging. The little put downs to lower your self-esteem. And then there's comfort building. Mimicking empathy to gain trust. Groomers, cult leaders, shady influencers do this to build emotional dependency. Escalation. Rapid progression towards a desired outcome. What's his desired outcome? Money. And doesn't he use all of those tactics to get money? These aren't just dating tactics. They're behavioral controls. They're used in advertising, propaganda, influence culture, and corporate lobbying. What happens when these tools are abused? Well, let's get into that. When you use these tactics without consent, without ethics, without boundaries, you stop building relationships and start engineering reactions. You're not inspiring. You're shaping people's realities to serve your goal. Sound familiar? And when you cross into the dark side, let's look at the emotional, systematic consequences for the target. They feel confused, unsure of themselves. They second guess their boundaries. They may bond with someone who's hurting them. Trauma bonding. We've heard that before, haven't we? Trauma bonding. Over time, they may stop trusting their own emotions. Now, this is how the people being targeted are made to feel. For the user, they become more addicted to validation and control. They lose their ability to connect honestly. They view people as puzzles, not as partners. And eventually, they fall into a cycle of loneliness, resentment, and narcissism. Interesting, right? this system teaches people how to win, not how to love. So he doesn't love any of you. He just wants to win. Right, Cinderella? Oh, good morning, Beard. So I don't know if I like this chat box, just saying. Might have to change the chat box next time. But this is all very interesting. So I'm telling you, everyone needs to do a deep dive into this mystery method book and how it's used, how these methods are being used against you. Not only by Poopsicle, but by politicians, by businesses, by all kinds of shit. And again, this system was appealing to shy or anxious men who didn't know how to build confidence. So they're using this. They've built their confidence. Now they're using these methods on whoever the fuck they want to. So we've talked about the phases of it. Now let's talk about the comfort phase. Now the user has built repertoire through emotional storytelling, mutual interest, and time together. The idea is to establish trust and bypass defenses. Techniques here include collaborated conversations, physical. Wait, what? Hold on. Sorry. I need to start doing this on my computer so my phone doesn't flip around on me. But then I can't really sit on my couch and watch TV and do all this. Okay, so the techniques that are used are strategic vulnerability and physical escalation and collaborated conversations. The seduction phase. And this is the moment of closing, moving from emotional connection to physical intimacy. The system tells users how to spot windows of opportunity and escalate within a framework of assumed success. Cinderella says, I remember taking a marketing class in my short college stint. It's subliminal. Like, commercials. Yes, Cinderella. Yes. You're on it. That's exactly what it is. See, the shit happens in commercials, in marketing, all type of shit. So, on the surface, this looks like just another confidence boosting method. But when you look deeper, we start to see what's really going on. The psychological engine behind the curtain. Here we go. So, the mystery method works not because it teaches authenticity, but because it mimics connection using performance psychology. It's like a magician's act, designed to control emotional highs and lows, create artificial mystery, build rapport without real vulnerability, and emulate trust through scripted moves. Interesting, right? It's not about discovering a real bond. It's about creating the illusion of one long enough to influence desire and decision making. And here's where things start to get dark. Now, these tactics, framing, negging, peacocking, attraction loops, they don't stay confined to the dating culture. Like what we've talked about, this goes way beyond. People have taken this method into dark places. And it's being done on all of you. All of you minions out there, dingleberries. You're all falling for it. You're all being emotionally abused and you don't even know it. So, no. And like you were talking about, Cinderella, in marketing, where products use emotional hooks and FOMO to bypass logic. In politics, where leaders neg the public, control the narrative frame, and present themselves as a savior. Well, he does that. Remember in, well, the whole fucking thing this bozo's in court for right now. Choking that dude. Wasn't that to present himself as the savior? And then through media and influencers who peacock for views, build fake intimacy, and use emotional escalation for engagement. Sounds a lot like what he does, doesn't it? Actually, it sounds a lot like a lot of shit people do, but we're not going to talk about everybody else. We're just talking about this book and how Poopsicle, I hope you all are seeing it, how he uses this. So, these same techniques that hook someone on a date can be used to hook them on a brand, an ideology, or a belief system. And it's not always by accident, people. We can also go into the orange guy and how he does this to people too. How he has framed everyone, the orange guy, that comes over the southern border as a drug dealer, a rapist, or a murderer. That's what the orange guy does. And all of you red hat people have fallen for it. Hook, line, and sinker. Fallen for it. He is playing on all of your emotions, and you fell for it, you dumb motherfuckers. No proof. No proof of any of it. Nobody needs proof because the orange guy said it. So it's how it is. And then Poopsicle, he calls people murderers. No proof of it, but all of you minions out there fall for it. Hook, line, and sinker. And then it's rinsed and repeat over and over and over and over again. So you all believe it. Again, orange guy, southern border, Poopsicle, and Riddle, and Dedan, and all the shit he says about them, that none of it is fucking true. Okay, so, moving along. Now, let's enter into the dark part of it. Here's what happens when you build an entire interaction system on control, manipulation, and performance. The dehumanization. The system teaches users to view people as puzzles to unlock. Their thoughts, emotions, and are secondary to the goal. Get the clothes. This opens the door to boundaries being pushed or ignored, objectification masked as psychology, and emotional manipulation as strategy. Negging isn't teasing. It's a sublet emotional sabotage. Framing isn't playful. It's control over another person's reality. Even the comfort phase can become a weapon, mimicking empathy just long enough to lower defenses. Any of this sounding familiar? This creates trauma bonds, connections based on emotional confusion and intensity, not trust. The mystery method helped normalize the idea that you should always be in control. Vulnerability is a weakness, and people are only drawn to power, not presence. Sorry, I'm skipping over some of the stuff I wrote because some of it gets way off what we're talking about. I wasn't really sure where I was going to go with this. Because like I said, it could be taken in a whole bunch of different directions. So, now let's talk about breaking the spell. The magician's tricks only work if you don't see the wires. And hopefully, this will help some of you see the wires. Once I named the tools, once you understand how they function, you can start to reclaim your emotional clarity about all of this. And take your emotions. People need to take their emotions out of it and see this fucker for what he is. He is a manipulator. He isn't a fucking magician. He isn't any of that. He's a fucking manipulator that is playing on people's emotions. And you know what? I have to give credit where credit's due. This motherfucker's good at it. He's very, very good at it. Cinderella says it's so eye-opening. I just wasn't going to listen to him talk to me and his chat so verbally abusive. It's so ugly. Fact, Cinderella. Fact. And that's part of it. That's part of this method. To verbally abuse his chat. To knock them down. To make them start questioning not what he's saying, but what other people are saying. What the truth is. Because he wants his viewers to believe that he is the only one with the truth. He is the only one that knows what's going on. So he will create distractions. Like how he brought up, I don't even know how that interview got brought into all of this. But you see how he tells you that he was interviewing, or he got an underage drunk for an interview or something. And that's not even what happened. It wasn't an underage. She even said in the video how old she was. Beard says, people are only as good at it as people let them. No, yeah. true. Cinderella's mad about it all. I understand, Cinderella. I'm mad about it all too. Hell, when I was doing research about all of this, when I first started, like, wow, it really makes you start thinking about how you interact with your viewers on YouTube. And I'm trying not to give all the information because I want you guys to go out and do your own research on this. I want you to do your own critical thinking about this. Because it's important. It's important not just for this YouTube social media world that we all live in. It's important for politics. It's important for fucking marketing. It's important in business. Business people do this shit to each other. Fucking the orange guy. So this is what's really fucked up. The orange guy wrote his book, The Art of the Deal, in the 80s, right? And then this mystery method book comes out in the 90s. I want to say it was the late 90s, early 2000s, maybe, somewhere in there. And I didn't know which book had came out first. I wasn't sure. So I looked it up. Come to find out, the orange guy wrote his book first. And these two books, if you compare the two of them, they are damn near same fucking method. One of them is just for business and the other one's for dating. But both of them can be twisted and turned into the dark side and used against all of us. For everything, for every walk of our life, it's so gross. So, Beard says, Sunshine, this is really eye-opening. I knew it a bit, but wow, relatable to the current situation I'm going through. It's relatable to, sorry Beard, I'm not yelling you, but it should be relatable to everybody. I mean, everybody should relate to this. Because again, it's not just social media. It's not just Poopsicle. It's not just what Beard's going through. It's everything. It's infected in everything. Oh, Cinderella, I hope you have the most wonderful day ever. Thank you so much for stopping by. I really appreciate it. So, these dingleberries, minions, whatever you want to call them, these people that drank the poop Kool-Aid, it isn't chemistry, it isn't, he's manipulated all of you to believe in what he is doing is right, and it's not. And I mean, it's so fucked up. I mean, and I still don't believe he's gonna serve that much time. So, all of it is a manipulation. It's all a performance. It's all a fucking game. And hopefully these tools will start to help you see that. All of you see that. Because this book, the mystery method that he read and he wants to pass on to other people, it promises you power. Power over whatever you want that power over. And don't give him that power. You all are, not you all, but y'all, dingleberries, minions, whatever you want to call them, are giving him that power. Have a great day, Fairy. And also, you can look into, just look into this book. He told his viewers years ago. I don't know where he was going. I don't know what he was doing in that short that I shared that Spoon posted. But he told you all right then and there, and I'm so sorry that none of you were listening. I'm so sorry that I wasn't listening and I didn't catch it. I could have told you all about his fucking tactics way back when. Maybe you would have listened. Maybe you wouldn't have. So, I don't know, any of y'all have any questions for me? Just remember that this book, The Mystery Method, is for users, people reading it, who crave power, validation. Who craves power and validation? Who is always wanting his chat to validate them? This happens a lot in your life. And not just online, not just on social media, but this happens with your politicians as well. And I believe if everybody knew how to use their fucking brains and critically think about things, we wouldn't be having this issue that we have in this world. But somewhere along the line, people forgot how to critically think about things and allowed other people to tell them how to think and feel about situations. And that's just icky. I don't know how you think that that's right in any kind of way. And if you think what Poopsicle's doing is disgusting, you should feel the same way about what Orange Guy does. Because it's the same fucking tactics, you morons. Oh, God, the world's so bleh, icky and gross. Well, I want to wish everyone a wonderful day. Open your minds. Think a little. Think outside the box. Stop thinking inside the box that was drawn for you by somebody else. Be kind. It's free. Don't lie. Tell the truth. And before you do something stupid, and do something that you can't take back in life, call somebody that cares about you. Because somebody out there cares about you. And if there is nobody on the other end that will answer, dial 988. It's a national hotline that will help you. And it's under attack. So, we all should be calling our congressmen, our senators, representatives, anyone in the federal government, and telling them to leave it the fuck alone. That there should be a number that you can push to get to specialists that can help in the LGBTQ plus community that specialize in these things. And there should be a number for veterans to push. Because did you know every 22 seconds in this country, a veteran takes their own life? And there should be a number for veterans to push on 988 to get connected to a specialist to help them so they don't do something that they can't get back. People are dying in this country and nobody fucking cares. It's bullshit. So call your congressmen, call your senators, Tell them to leave 988 alone. It saves lives. Have a wonderful day, everyone. Thank you for joining me. Bye.